manok na may 3.4% inflation, fish and other seafood gaya ng dilis na may 5% inflation, milk, other dairy products, and eggs gaya ng itlog na may 12.3% inflation, oils and fats tulad ng cooking oil na may 7.9% inflation, fruits and nuts gaya ng mangga na may 12.1% inflation, sugar, confectionery, and dessert gaya ng asukal na pula na may 32.7% inflation, at ready-made food and other food products not elsewhere classified gaya ng suka na may 8.6% inflation. Nagpakita naman ng mas mabilis na pagtaas ng presyo ang bigas na may 3.7% inflation at vegetables, tubers, cooking bananas at iba pa, partikular ang sibuyas na may 12.1% inflation sa mga lugar sa labas ng National Capital Region. Samantala, ang flour, bread, and other bakery products, pasta products, and other cereals ay nanatili sa antas na 11.3% inflation nitong Mayo 2023. Ang pinakamataas na inflation sa mga riyon sa labas ng National Capital Region nitong Mayo 2023 ay naitala sa Mimaropa Region na may 7.2% inflation mula sa 7.8% inflation noong Abril 2023. Samantala, ang pinakamababang inflation sa mga riyon sa labas ng National Capital Region nitong Mayo 2023 ay nasa Cordillera Administrative Region na nagtala ng 3.9% inflation mula sa 4.3% inflation noong Abril 2023. Kung ihahambing sa inflation na naitala sa mga riyon sa labas ng National Capital Region noong Abril 2023, lahat ng 16 na riyon ay nagtala ng mas mababang inflation nitong Mayo 2023. Nitong Mayo 2023, ang inflation para sa bottom 30% income households ay naitala sa antas na 6.7%. Noong Abril 2023, ang inflation para sa bottom 30% income households ay naitala sa antas na 7.4% at 5.6% naman noong Mayo 2022. Ang average inflation para sa bottom 30% income households mula Enero hanggang Mayo 2023 ay naitala sa 8.4%. Ang mga pangunahing dahilan sa pagbaba ng antas ng inflation para sa bottom 30% income households nitong Mayo 2023 ay ang mas mabagal na pagtaas ng presyo ng mga sumusunod na commodity groups. Food and non-alcoholic beverages na may 7.4% inflation at 37.6% share. Housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels na may 6.5% inflation at 31.9% share, at transport na may 1.3% inflation at 28.3% share. Ang monthly data ng inflation para sa all-income households at bottom 30% income households ay inyong makikita sa website ng Philippine Statistics Authority. Maaari itong ma-access sa mga links na naka-flash sa screen o sa pamamagitan ng pag-scan ng QR codes na nasa screen. Dito nagtatapos ang aking paglalahad ng antas ng inflation o pagtaas ng mga presyo ng mga bilihin at serbisyo sa bansa para sa buwan ng Mayo 2023. Ang Philippine Statistics Authority ay lubos na nagagalak sa inyong paglahok sa press conference tungkol sa inflation sa bansa. Salamat at magandang umaga sa ating lahat.
Maraming salamat Undersecretary Mapa para sa ulat ng May 2023 inflation. Bago po natin simulan ang question and answer segment, nais naming ipahayag ng ating mga press kits ay aming ipapadala via email sa pagsagot po ng ating evaluation links. Para sa mga nais magtanong, please raise your hand to be recognized. And for those online, pakigamit po ang raise hand feature or send your questions via chat box. Kapag kayo po ay naitawag upang magtanong, please state your name and organization. Ngayon, handa na po tayo sa ating question and answer portion. We'll start po with questions online. Mula po kay Ms. Eileen Menchas. Paano niyo po maipapaliwanag ang pagtaas ng inflation sa tubig from April to May when water rates are set in advance by regulators? Saang mga lugar o rehiyon pinakamalaki ang pagtaas ng water inflation?
Okay, thank you very much. Yung ating dalawang water concessionaire, no, yung Manila Waters and Maynilad, ay nagtaas ng presyo simula January, no, nitong 2023. Manila Water customers will have to pay additional 8 pesos and 4 centavos per cubic meter, and this would increase, no, until 2027. On the other hand, yung Maynilad naman nagtaas ng 3.29 pesos per cubic meter. Basically, yung increases ngayon natin ay dahil dun sa base effect, no, galing dun sa previous year, dahil mayroon siyang pagtaas. Now, of course, dahil nagtaas yung Manila Waters and Maynilad, yung ating mga water concessionaires din sa mga probinsya ay nagtaasan din ng presyo. No? Of course, iba-iba yung kanilang increases. So, we experienced that increase since January. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have another question online. Still from Ms. Eileen Menches. Ilang magkakasunod na buwan na po, tumataas ang inflation ng bigas. Would this be the longest time that it has been increasing since the passage of the RTL? Second, simula nang pumasok ang imports ng asukal nitong Pebrero, paano niyo po mailalarawan ang paggalaw ng inflation ng asukal? Paano po maipapaliwanag kung bakit hindi ramdam ang pagbaba ng presyo ng asukal sa consumers, gayong 440,000 ang inangkat ng halos 1/4 ng consumption?
Okay, thank you. Again, dun sa first question on rice inflation, mayroon na tayo nakikitang pagtaas sa presyo ng bigas last year pa. Although ito naman ay maliliit lang. Itong taon na 2023, this is 4 months na patuloy ang pagtaas ng inflation para dun sa bigas. Although again, these are small increments. Noong February ay nagkaroon tayo ng inflation na 2.2% for rice lang, and then 2.6% noong March, 2.9% noong April, at 3.4% nitong May. So we've been seeing slight increases in the price of rice, and this is across doon sa tatlong commodities na tinatrack namin, yung whole-milled rice, regular milled, at saka special rice. Small increases, but this actually started already last February 2023. Now, yung second question mo naman doon sa sugar, no? Actually, yung inflation ng sugar, nakikita natin na pababa naman siya, no? Simula pa noong December, no? Yung December, based on the inflation rate of the sugar alone, yung cane sugar, ito ay nasa 81.1%. So parang ito yung peak niya. And then January, bumaba siya sa 79.9%. February, bumaba sa 73%. March, 67.8%. And then April, 62.9%. And then May, 57.4%. So we are seeing a drop in the inflation of the cane sugar, although of course not as fast as what we want. Thank you.
Thank you, NS. Thank you, Ms. Eileen, for the questions. You have any other questions? How about here on site? Yes, Sir Andrea of Bloomberg.
Hello po. Sir, yung sa core inflation po natin, would you say that this the deceleration from 7.9, I think, in April to 7.7 is significant? Or does this mean that the price increases are sticky at this point?
Well, yung una muna, no, yung core inflation natin itong 2023. No? We started January with 7.4%, and then February 7.8%, March 8.0%, then 7.9% as you mentioned, no? April, and then 7.7% itong May. In terms of whether it's significantly different from April, unfortunately the decrease is small, but we're seeing a drop in the core inflation. May mga again, no, may mga items kasi doon sa core inflation na talagang mahirap siya pababain, ano? So ito yung mga items na lesser in terms of volatility, and as I've been mentioning even in the past months, no, na nagkaroon tayo ng mga announcements sa inflation on specific commodities. So for example, personal care, medyo mahirap yun pababain talaga, kaya you mentioned sticky siya. Yung rental prices, no, although it moves slightly, but still it is at the 5% level. So this is actually what we are really monitoring, yung items that are non-food, no? Kasi yung food items ngayon, including the transport, yung energy, bumababa na siya, but itong non-food, there are still items there that are really difficult, medyo nahirapan na ibaba. So these are things that we are monitoring, and the IAC, of course, on inflation and market outlook is always asking for data, and we're sharing data on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Andrea. Thank you, Yusek Mapa. Next question. Yes, Ma'am Ditas of Bloomberg.
Magandang umaga po. Meron po ba kayong nakikitang mga senyales na pwedeng bumaliktad yung pagbaba ng bilis ng pagtaas ng presyo ng mga bilihin?
Sibuyas. Onion. We saw already a drop in onion prices, but itong May, nagkaroon siya ng parang reverse. Ang onion, nitong May, yung onion lang na inflation, 90.3% from 60.3% last month. So this is a bit surprising kasi we saw already since February na pababa siya, and then all of a sudden itong May tumaas. Ang price ng onion ay tumaas yung per kilo, no? Red onion average in the country is 187 pesos this month of May versus 164 pesos last April. And for white onion naman, 180 this May versus 152 nung April. So ito yung isa sa mga talagang parang nag-reverse siya from the trend. Of course, yung kanina sinabi ko yung rice, although smaller increments, but we are seeing an increase in that, and that affected actually the cereal subgroup. So ito yung dalawang tinitingnan namin, yung rice. Of course, rice has the largest component in the CPI basket. Plus the onion, well, the small yung kanyang weight, but the inflation is quite substantial. In fact, onion contributed 0.26 percentage point in the overall inflation, that single commodity. Thank you.
Thank you, NS. Other questions? Sir Andreo.
Sir, based po dun sa fieldwork nyo, ano daw yung reason kung bakit tumataas na naman yung presyo ng sibuyas?
Well, the prices, hindi naman siya talaga yung parang a large increase, but it's increasing. Ang aming nakikita is not really supply issue, kasi hindi naman tayo ang supply ay nandun naman. It's really just an increase, so we don't know. In fact, this is 1 month after several months of going down. So we'll monitor again this June kung tuloy-tuloy pa rin, and ask our sample outlets for the reason. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Andreo. We have a question online from Ms. Tiziana Celine of Daily Tribune. First question, what are the forecasts or expectations for inflation in the coming months based on the current trends and economic conditions? 2, how does May's inflation rate compare to previous months? Are there any significant trends or changes? Thank you po.
Okay, yung expectations muna, so nakita natin sa datos, pababa na yung ating inflation rate. So may mga items tayo na talagang nag-contribute ng malaki sa ating inflation rate in the previous months, na ngayon ay bumababa naman, nag-reverse na yung kanyang trend. Ang pinaka-obvious ay yung transport. So nakita natin kanina na ito yung isa sa mga malaking nag-contribute doon sa pagbaba ng inflation. So ang nakikita naming trend is that it's on the downward trend. However, of course, may mga risk pa rin tayo while the major contributors before in the increase sa inflation ay nag-reverse na yung trend. There are still risks. Of course, one is really on the food items. Dito naman sa month-on-month na analysis namin, yung seasonal adjusted kasi natin sa month-on-month ay tumaas siya ngayong May, 0.3% seasonally adjusted. And this went up to 0.3 after 2 months of zero month-on-month growth rate for seasonally adjusted. Doon naman sa not adjusted for seasonality, the month-on-month growth is zero after 2 months of negative. So month-on-month, it's not the direction reverse, no? Of course, we will be seeing in the coming months. While the general direction of the inflation rate is going down, as I mentioned, based on the data, yung ating mga tinitingnan like seasonal adjustment, seasonal adjusted CPI, it's started also to be positive this month, and there are other risks, particularly on some food items. Thank you.
Thank you, Enes. Are there any other questions? How about online? Do you still have other questions po? Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir. Bernadette po from UNTV. If I'm not mistaken po, pinakamataas na nakapagtala ng inflation for the month of May outside NCR po ang Mimaropa, right? Ano po yung nakikitang nating dahilan, and is it oil spill related po? Yung
typically, ito, hindi lang naman ngayon, ngayong buwan. May mga buwan in the past na Mimaropa nag-exhibit ng pagtaas ng inflation. Ang isa kasing katangian ng Mimaropa sa region, island provinces siya karamihan, di ba? So medyo challenge yung mga delivery of goods. Alam ko yung transport cost doon ay medyo mas mataas compared sa mga ibang probinsya, ibang reyon. So yun ang kadalasan na reason dito sa pagtaas ng inflation sa Mimaropa. Parang mas mahal yung kanilang transportation cost, and that adds doon sa prices. Thank you.
Thank you, Enes. Any other questions? To our on-site participants, other questions? How about online? Okay, before we end our question and answer, I would like to remind everyone to please answer our evaluation link that is sent online and to your email addresses, and you will receive your press kits after the answering of your evaluation forms. Okay, another question from Ms. Titas.
Hi, sir, banggit ko lang sana yung mga percentage share ng mga commodity items.
Okay. Ito yung kinuha ko lang yung food, so sa 6.1% natin yung food, nag-contribute siya ng 2.6 percentage points. No? So yung ating headline inflation 6.1%, yung food inflation is 7.5%. So that contributed 2.6 percentage points. Ang top 5 na nag-contribute sa inflation natin under the food basket ay rice, of course, 0.31 percentage point, sugar, 0.27 percentage point, onion, as I mentioned, 0.26 percentage point, bread, kasi mataas din yung bread, pasta, 0.22 percentage point, saka egg, 0.18 percentage point. So ito yung top 5 doon sa food basket. Thank you.
Pero sir, in general, halimbawa, every year, halimbawa, food,
Nagbabago-bago.
Nagbabago-bago.
Yeah, kasi kung yung food inflation natin mababa, maliit din yung contribution niya dun sa inflation. Oo. So, like for example, kanina sabi ko, so yung food nag-contribution ng 2.6 percentage points doon sa 6.1 na inflation natin. Yung pangalawa, yung housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels, kasi yung kanyang inflation ay 6.5%. At yung kanyang contribution doon sa overall inflation ay 1.4 percentage point. And then yung pangatlo, restaurant and accommodation services, ang kanyang inflation rate ay 8.3% at yung kanyang contribution doon sa overall inflation ay 0.8 percentage point. So ito yung parang top 3. Food inflation, 2.6 percentage point. Housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels, 1.4 percentage point. Saka restaurant accommodation services, 0.8 percentage. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Titas. Thank you, Enes, for answering the questions. Any other questions po? How about online? On-site? Okay. I think there are no more questions. We would end already our Q&A segment. We would like to thank our press and media partners for joining us in today's May 2023 Inflation Press Conference. Sana'y patuloy ninyo po kaming suportahan. You may visit our website at www.psa.gov.ph for more updates. Once again, I am Janine Almeda ng Philippine Statistics Authority. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Thank you po for joining. Thank you po sa mga nagtanong.